Hi everyone, my name is Kayla. I have a Bachelor of Health Science Naturopathy and I'm a naturopath at Kayla Nurturing Naturopath. Welcome to my podcast Awareness. And today I have Ashton from DV Safe Phones joining me. Hi Ashton, how are you?
Great, Kayla. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Could you please tell us what exactly is DV Safe Phones and how long it's been going for?
Yeah, sure. DV Safe Phone is a charity based in Australia, and we provide free mobile phones to victims of domestic violence. I set it up around 5 years ago when a police officer told me that she desperately needed phones to give to victims of domestic violence to take home and hide. And at the time, I was a bit confused. I'm like, well, what do you mean take home and hide? Why don't people have phones at home? Everyone has phones at home in Australia.
Yeah.
And she said, no, in domestic violence, quite often the phone is smashed, monitored, or taken. And it leaves a victim with no way to call for help or to stay in contact with their support network um, because the police can have the best safety and escape plans in place for people. But if they can't call them, how do they enact them?
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Mm.
And what is your vision?
Oh, look, my vision is that we're no longer needed. That's what I'd love to see, that
Yeah.
we don't need to be doing this anymore. But we're told that there's 3.8 million victims in Australia right now, and
Wow.
we're sending out around up to 200 phones a week every week across the country. So, as much as that's amazing, 200 lives being protected every week, it's not even close to 3.8 million victims out there that need the phones. So, I think we've got a long road ahead of us. I think there are enough phones in the country to solve this. There's a reported 22 million phones in people's drawers and cupboards at home and work right now. So it's a matter of just spreading that awareness, getting those phones to us, letting us do what we do best, which is to either fix them, use them for parts, or recycle them. And that way, we keep every phone out of landfill and we give as many phones out to the victims as possible through over 500 frontline agencies we now deal with.
Wow. And what is your mission?
To make sure that everyone has a phone they can use to call for help. So have everyone connected to support in however way that looks for them. Some people need an emergency phone right now to hide. Some people have got themselves out of danger, but their main phone is being tracked and monitored. So the idea is give them one of ours that's not being tracked or monitored, that the partner doesn't even know exists. So make sure everyone has the ability to safely connect to their community.
Very important. And what are your values?
Look, our values, they're all about, I guess, letting people see what we do, how we do it, showing everything. We obviously are registered with ACNC. We chose to get audited on our financials even before we legally had to, because it's about transparency. People are trusting us with their old phones and potentially information on those phones if they haven't erased them properly.
Yes.
They're trusting us with money they donate to us. So transparency for us is to make sure that everyone can see phones come in, phones get tested, phones get given. We don't sell any phones to fund the charity. We'll never sell phones to fund the charity. As far as I'm concerned, if the phone's good enough to sell, then it should be given. Um,
Yeah. That's
yeah,
so
yeah. So
important.
that's kind of how it works in here. Yeah.
And what is your purpose? I guess it's like you're saying, making sure that every person that needs a phone has a phone.
Yeah, correct. Correct. Their purpose is connection. So let's make sure people have the ability to connect to who they need to when they need to. Um, and be free from stalking and technology facilitated abuse.
Yes, so true. And if someone needs a phone, say phone, what do they have to do?
The quickest way is to go to our website and go to Get Help. On that page, it's got information there for victims. It's got information for frontline services as well, and there's a map that shows all our frontline services. Obviously, we don't show safe houses and
Yes.
hospitals on there, but everybody else is shown. And it's so a victim survivor can reach out to one of those frontline services and request a phone. The reason we do it that way is we have literally thousands of phones at any time available, but we can offer a phone but nothing else.
Yes.
And we know that if someone's going through domestic violence, they're going to need a lot more than a phone is critical for communication. But where are they going to live? What about kids, pets, belongings? How are they going to get there? Do they know that they can access government money? There's the Escaping Violence program, which does $5,000 for victims escaping. But we don't do any of that. We've focused on the tech because everyone I've spoken to out there in the frontline services have said to us, if you think you've got a way to get the phones into the hands of victims through us for free, please do that and do it well, because no one else has managed to do this yet. So that's what we focused on.
Mhm. And how does an agency get registered?
Again, if they just go to our website and press Get Help, there's a section there for agencies. They just fill in a very simple form. They'll get called by one of our people just to qualify them, because we do get a lot of requests for phones from all sorts of people, and everyone deserves one. However, we don't have enough phones for every single type of need out there. Um, for example, if it's a shelter that deals with drug rehabilitation, I'm sure those people need phones too, but we just don't have enough to give to
Yeah.
everybody. Also, we're very conscious that, as I said, transparency. If people donate phones and funds to us, they're expecting it's going to help a domestic violence survivor. So that's why we qualify in every agency, make sure that they are dealing with frontline. So they're actually going to be sitting with a survivor, helping them with a safety and escape plan, helping them get rehomed if they need to, and providing them with one of our phones. So we are onboarding probably 3 to 5 a week new agencies. So we're currently at 524 agencies across the country.
Wow.
And that includes police stations, safe houses, hospitals, um, shelters, you name it. Anyone who's physically able to sit down with the victim survivor as part of their escape plan or their emergency service.
Wow. And could you tell us about the impact you've had?
Yeah, so we've protected over 15,500 victims so far in 5 years. So the impact is, 15,500 people have a free phone from us that they can use to stay connected to support. The beautiful thing is we never need the phone back. So the phone's given to the people. It comes out in a Ziploc plastic bag with a brand new charger cable. And we do it that way because we understand some victims literally need to bury the phones in the backyard.
Yeah.
Like, they're under that much surveillance. So the phone's in a waterproof Ziploc bag. There's no boxes, there's no instructions, there's nothing that could be found in a bin. So they don't have to worry about hiding anything. There's no identification on the phones that has even come from us. So people probably wouldn't even know that we're involved, to be honest. If it's frontline services giving phones out, they may not even mention us. And that's okay. We've got thousands of de-identified stories, though. So the only thing we ask for from the agencies is the de-identified stories. So we need to know the impact we're having, because otherwise no one's going to know. Like, we
Yeah.
might receive your old phone, it'll come to us, we might put a new screen or battery or both into it. We'll put a new charger cable with it and a SIM card and post it out to an agency. Um, you will never know where that phone's ended up. We will never know who that phone was given to, which I think is beautiful. It
Yeah.
means that everyone
It
who's involved
is.
in this is not doing it for any other reason but to help. And they're
Yeah.
never going to get a call from someone saying, "Oh my God, thank you for your old phone," um, because even we don't know the victim that gets a phone. So we send the phones out in boxes of usually 10 at a time. In those boxes is a piece of paper which has all the IMEI numbers, makes and models of the phones in that box, because every box is different, and some space for the agency to write the name of the victim and the date they gave it to them, just for their own records. And we never want to see that. So that way, you've seen a lot of the hacks lately. Qantas got, the issues on news there. The last thing I'd ever want is that if our data got out there, if we had a list of victims' names or
Yeah.
safe house addresses, and that got out there, that would be chaos for people. So
It would.
we we won't even send phones to safe house addresses. We'll send it to post office boxes. We might even send it to an employee's home, but never to the safe house. So we, if someone did get, we have a bit of a laugh. If someone ever got into our database, all they're going to find is police stations, and good luck with that.
Yeah. That's And how can people get involved? I know obviously by donating phones, but is there other ways that people can get involved?
Yeah, definitely. So we really strive on corporate partnerships. So because we don't sell phones, it's a really poor business model in that
Yeah.
it's all cost. So corporate partnerships are amazing because generally the corporate phones are in better condition. They've been looked after and they're usually only sort of 3 to 4 years old, not
Yes.
many years old, like some of the people who sit on their phones at home forever. We also find the phones from corporates haven't been through mum, dad, the kids in the bath. They've generally been in pretty good condition. Plus, corporates also have what's called ESG deliverables, environmental social governance. And by working with us, they tick a lot of those boxes because it's circular economy. They're giving us a phone that we then can give out without it needing to be, you know, shredded and turned into something else.
Yeah.
They can engage their staff in what they do with us because all corporates must have a domestic violence policy and give domestic violence leave now. So they quite often use our program as a way to talk about domestic violence in their workplace. So they encourage their staff to bring in their phones from home. They might encourage staff to donate money, and then quite often the company will dollar match that money as well. Or if corporates have events and they're looking for a charity to bring along and be a partner of that event, that works really well. I was at an event just on Friday night where it was a cocktail party, and they chose us as charity of choice, and they raised just over $11,000 for us, which is
Oh, wow.
incredible because
That's
that's
cool.
going to help us get about 140 phones fixed and out and into the hands of survivors just from that one event. So that's probably the best way to help at the moment, the corporate side. But anyone just talking to their own family and community about us, because everybody literally has a phone in their drawer. I'll be honest, like
Yes.
everyone I've spoken to says, I've got four or five. Um, so getting those phones across to us, we have 1,200 collection boxes like that one over there. So we have collection boxes all around the country and in retail places. And again, if you go to our website and say donate phones, there's another map which has all those locations on it. So people can
Good.
easily find a place to drop their old phones to. And then, yeah, financial donations. So whether it be personal donations, it could be from a foundation who's looking to support a charity. We are fully tax deductible for any donation over $2, and every dollar we see, we celebrate and we use. So we're a very small charity. So we see overnight when we get donations coming in, and those people getting emails and quite often phone calls as well from us to thank them. So yeah, it's a great little community project which is started on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland where I am, and now we've got partners like Combank, ASIC, ANZ Bank, NAB. They're all jumping on it and doing something with it. And then we've got the tiny companies. We've got the local plumbing company and electric fans running around helping us click phones and
Oh,
check
beautiful.
boxes. So it's really nice.
Oh, lovely. And how can people donate? Like you said, it was the phones and the money and their time.
Yeah, just through our website again. So just go to dvsafephone.org and you'll see the menus there. So you can donate phones and that'll give you the map of all the locations. You can donate funds and that takes you straight to a secure credit card facility there. You can do your own fundraising. So you can start a team on our website to say, right, I'm going to go and talk to my team and try and get a whole bunch of us together to raise more phones and funds. Um, we've got a number of campaigns we run every year. So 16 days of activism is always really big. That's late November into December. The Christmas campaign is huge because people generally are getting new phones. So we say, well, please consider us for the old ones or consider donating to us. If someone has everything they could ever need in life, donate to us and send them that as their gift. We have the May campaign, which is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and October campaign, which is Sexual Violence Prevention Month. So yeah, they're sort of the big times that we find. It sounds weird, but the media is more interested in us in the times when things are reportable.
Yeah.
So May this year, I did 31 radio interviews. Um,
Wow.
June, no one wanted to talk to me because it was no longer Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So
Yeah.
it gives us some time to recover as well. But
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right. Exactly.
in those campaign times works well with getting the media coverage. Of which we've had some amazing coverage. So a current affair just did a story on us and was incredible. Like they were so supportive, and
Beautiful.
found Survivor to talk to and
Oh,
sent film
wow.
crews to our offices, and it's just that has really helped. It
Oh,
builds
that's great.
credibility as well, I guess, because a current
Yes.
affair do a lot of research before they'll do a story on someone.
That's
So
good.
yeah, that sort of thing helps a lot.
Amazing. And like you were saying, people can do their own fundraisers as well, and you've got the different things throughout the year. So that's really cool and really important.
Yeah, we have media packs on our website too, so people can download posters,
Oh,
logos, whatever they need to run their own campaigns. They can get one of the boxes. So the box is $85 and includes the box, a poster, shipping, and we add them to our map if it's a public location. Um, and the reason we charge for the boxes is a lot of people at the start were happy to take them, but they probably weren't voting, is probably the best way to put it. So people would turn up to drop a phone into a location and the boxes ended up in a back room or might have got knocked on the
yeah.
floor and stepped on and thrown in the bin. So we want to make sure that when the public check our map and turn up at a location and drop a phone, that box is on the counter,
Yes.
visible, being checked, and those phones are making their way back to us. Otherwise,
Yeah.
we can't do what we do. So
Of
the
course.
$85 for a box, and we'll replace it unlimited times. If it does get damaged or broken, that's no problem. We'll just replace it. But what it's meant is we now know we have confidence that all locations on our map are active, boxes are invisible, are visible on the counters, and the owners or the staff in those locations can talk about what we do and how it works, and can get us the phones when those boxes fill up.
That's cool. Amazing. Is there
Mm.
anything you want to recap or talk about that you feel like we haven't?
No, I think thank you very much for your questions. It's been really,
You're
really
so
nice and
welcome.
pleasure to be with you and speak to you today. And thanks for setting this whole thing up too. It's really nice.
No, no
And
worries. I really appreciate you coming on and taking the time. So, for further information, should people go to your website, like you were saying?
yeah, that's the easiest way. If people just go to the website, dvsafephone.org, and that's got all the information there about getting a phone if you're a survivor who needs a phone, but also it's got information about giving us your old phones, connecting us with corporates. We've got corporate information there for corporate partners to learn about the ESG deliverables they can meet by getting involved with us, um, donating money or starting a team fundraising exercise with us, and all the other information. We've got gratitude reports, which is our annual reports. We've got links to our audited financials on ACNC, so all our historical financial records will sit in there as well. So we welcome anyone to go and have a look at it and let us know if you've got any questions, and happy to answer anything.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, making us more aware about DV safe phones and the incredible work your charity is doing. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you, Kayla. Yeah, really appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Take care and bye bye.